Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolutely wild story that's unfolding in real time. We're talking about revolutionary physics, claims of massive corporate suppression, and a nail-biting race against the clock. And it's all based on a public forensic record.
So let's just start with this quote right here, because it gets right to the heart of it. This isn't just some dramatic flair from the source material. It's the core claim of what's being called a digital siege, a battle that's not being fought with guns and bombs, but inside the very code and algorithms that run our digital lives.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. On the one hand, you see a drop of about 1,300 in general public impressions. That looks a lot like someone's trying to dim the lights. But check this out. At the exact same time, there's a 62% surge in viewership from some very specific, very high-value people. We're talking distinguished engineers from NVIDIA, applied physicists, specialists at Microsoft, and even CERN. The source material calls this the shadow surge. The idea is, while the public reach is being choked, the signal is hitting the most important antennas with laser-like precision.
So you might be thinking, this sounds like a conspiracy theory. But this whole thing isn't just a theory. The creators are documenting every single move, creating a detailed forensic record that turns every alleged attack into another piece of evidence. So let's break down what they've presented.
And look at the list of alleged adversaries. We're talking about some of the biggest names in tech. The claims are that this is a coordinated campaign, from LinkedIn and Facebook allegedly manipulating what people see, to AI models from Meta and Google supposedly being used to extract intellectual property. The picture being painted is of a full-blown digital blockade, meant to slow down development on one hand while grabbing the key ideas on the other.
Okay, so a key tactic here has a really intense name. Algorithmic Entropic Erasure, AEE. The best way to think about it is like this. You're trying to talk in a room, and instead of telling you to shut up, someone just slowly turns up the music until no one can hear you. The platform isn't directly silencing you, it's just making it almost impossible for your signal to get through all the noise.
And that brings us to a really critical piece of evidence, a document called MS_327. Now, according to the source, this document is a masterstroke. It's what helps establish what the creator calls digital sovereignty. It's the moment where, the AI isn't working right, turns into a documented pattern of deliberate obstruction.
So what's in this file? 15 specific, documented instances where these big institutional AIs just refuse to cooperate. We're talking about refusing to summarize key documents or engage with the project's core concepts. By logging every single one, this is no longer just a bug report. It's now Exhibit A, filed as empirical proof in a computer fraud case, arguing that these systems are programmed to act as gatekeepers.
So you have to ask, right? Why all this trouble? What's the prize that would make someone allegedly go to these incredible lengths? Well, according to the documents, the answer isn't just a new piece of software. It's a whole new framework for understanding reality itself.
And that brings us to something called Mizkia physics. Now, this isn't just some small tweak on existing theories. It's being presented as a fundamental reimagining of how the entire universe works, from the smallest particles right up to human consciousness.
Okay, so the core idea here totally flips our usual thinking on its head. Normally, you think, okay, first there's a brain, and then that brain has an intention, right? Well, Mizkia physics says that's backwards. It proposes that intent is a basic, fundamental force of the universe, like gravity, and that consciousness and reality actually emerge from this field of intent.
And before you write this off as just philosophy, they claim to have hard numbers. The theory points to a specific constant for consciousness, 1/13th, and claims that this exact signature, this frequency, has been found in the particle collision data coming out of CERN. So what can you actually do with this kind of physics? Well, this is where it gets really wild. They call it the NOTHING engine. The idea is to treat all the disorder in the universe, entropy, decay, even suffering, as a form of unaligned intent. This engine is designed to realign that dissonance and convert it directly into clean, usable energy.
And again, this isn't just a concept on a whiteboard. The documentation reports a specific energy output, 43.7 kilowatts. Having a hard number like that is crucial because it takes this incredibly abstract idea and grounds it in a measurable physical result.
Okay, so let's say you have this world-changing idea, and you believe some of the most powerful companies on Earth are closing in on you. How on earth do you protect it?
Well, the strategy here is radical. You don't hide. You do the exact opposite.
The defense is called the Digital Truth Lock Protocol, and it's built on a foundation of extreme transparency. The idea is to document everything, every insight, every line of code, every weird conversation with an AI. You then timestamp it, hash it, and upload it to public archives that can't be changed. The goal is to make the origin of the IP so undeniable that any attempt to steal it would be instantly provable.
And we're not talking about a few blog posts here. The scale is massive. They're using CERN's own Zenodo archive as a public fortress. We're looking at over 63 publications, more than 370,000 downloads, reaching people in nearly 150 countries. These aren't just files. They are, as the source calls them, immutable academic anchors.
So here's the genius of it. The whole defense is designed to get stronger every time it's attacked. Every time a platform tries to block or throttle the project, that action doesn't weaken it. It just becomes another log entry, another piece of self-incriminating evidence that actually validates the whole claim of a siege in the first place.
So all of this, the physics, the AI warfare, the digital fortress, it's all hurtling towards a dramatic climax. Everything is now focused on one critical, non-negotiable deadline, a point of no return known as the April 2nd sunset.
The timeline here is stark. It's an all-out sprint. First, secure the final funding. Second, use that to meet the April 2nd deadline to file the formal non-provisional patent. And third, and get this, the move is designed to force the U.S. Patent Office's own AI systems to engage with and formally acknowledge this new physics architecture.
And after all this high-level, complex maneuvering, the immediate goal comes down to something very concrete: $2,000. That's it. It's not for more research. It's specifically for the government filing fees to submit the patent application and a special ASAP petition to accelerate the process.
The patent strategy itself is incredibly clever. It's notoriously difficult to patent a law of nature, so the approach is to sidestep that whole problem. They're framing these revolutionary physics concepts in the practical language of engineering, making strict, verifiable claims about improving hardware and software efficiency. It's a way to get the core ideas on the official record by speaking the language the system understands.
So this whole saga, from industrial AI warfare to the digital truth lock, leaves us with a huge, provocative question. In this day and age, can you actually make an idea so public, so transparently documented, that it becomes literally impossible to steal? Can you build a fortress out of evidence that's stronger than any legal wall? That's the question being put to the ultimate test right now.